Wolfeboro, New Hampshire, a town that prides itself on being the oldest summer resort in America. Today, it's a bustling year-round community and home to a growing number of prosperous retirees who come here for the pace of summer and the peace of autumn, all while enjoying the ever-changing vistas around New Hampshire's largest lake, Lake Winnipesaukee.
My grandmother used to say that it had healing powers, Winnipesaukee did. I think the healing powers are not necessarily physical, but more metaphysical.
Jim Morash can trace his family history on Winnipesaukee back several generations to a time in the late 1800s when the Boston and Maine Railroad operated a special line which every summer rescued tens of thousands of people from the hot and reeking cities to the cool, pure New Hampshire air.
It's a serenity, it is laid-back lifestyle a little bit up here. It can be very busy in the summer, but you know, there's something about being out on the water with the mountains in the background.
Morash is general manager of the company which now operates the legendary MS Mount Washington cruise ship. The Mount, as she is known, has been ferrying tourists and cargo around the lake since 1872. In her first life, she was a steamship.
The first Mount Washington, which was a wooden vessel and sidewheeler, it was built by the Boston and Maine Railroad. They had a viable business in competing with other railroads that would come up through here, rail companies, in having the merchandise go from one port to another.
Every fall, the Mount scales back its hectic summer schedule to 2 round trips between Laconia on the west side of the lake over to Wolfeboro and back. The trip is just over an hour each way, with a layover of 2 hours plus. Again, this is the second Mount Washington. The first ship was destroyed in a mysterious fire in December 1939.
Correct. The fire started on shore in one of the buildings and just spread through the wooden boardwalk right straight down to the docks. Apparently the water was so low, the boat was stuck in the mud, so when they ran down to cut the lines to free the boat couldn't go anywhere, and unfortunately the fire took it.
It didn't take too long to find a replacement ship. The Chateauguay was a Lake Champlain boat that went out of business during the Depression. She was literally cut to pieces, sent by rail to New Hampshire, and recommissioned just before World War II. In the 1980s, she was lengthened and officially became the MS, or motor ship, Mount Washington,
which is the current day Mount Washington.
For a very different take on the lake, Castle in the Clouds in Moultonborough offers a bird's eye view of the water, as well as the nearby White Mountains. The property's gardens, which bloom well into the fall, just another feast for the eyes. As is the castle itself, a mix of architectural styles. It was built as a retirement home for a Boston shoe tycoon.
Thomas Plant was a shoe manufacturer. He grew up as the son of immigrant parents in Bath, Maine. And then when he was 13 years old, he needed to drop out of school to join the efforts to pay for the family lifestyle. Worked his way down the coast, ended up in Lynn, Massachusetts as a shoe worker. And fast forward 13 years and he owned his own shoe company.
The Thomas G. Plant Shoe Company of Jamaica Plain became the largest shoe company in the world. When Plant retired in 1910, he and his wife Olive began planning their dream home.
They built it over the course of about 18 months in 1913 and 1914, brought in over 1,000 workers to do the construction. It's built in the arts and crafts architectural style. The main tenet of that is harmony with the natural environment. So it's built with wood and stone that were quarried or harvested in nearby locations. And it's not an imposing house. It really sits nicely within the landscape. It doesn't overwhelm the view or the rest of the land.
The couple, who had no heirs, lived here until he died in 1941. Lucky for them, since he had gone broke several years before. A friend had taken over the mortgage and allowed them to stay.
He lost his money mostly through some poor investing in Russian bonds, and then the Bolshevik Revolution happened, and he was on the wrong side of that.
Those unpredictable Russians. Today, the property operates as a nonprofit, but it does have a healthy revenue stream.
One of the things that we do here is to host weddings, between 30 and 40 a year. Not a more beautiful place in the state, I think, to get married. There's no place on the property where there isn't a gorgeous view of something, either the mountains or the lake. It's a place where anybody could come and imagine what it would be like to live here, to enjoy the beauty of nature and the beauty of the built environment that the plants made for themselves.